Stitches. So I have a bunch of different stitches down here to rank and my tier list. I have them open down here so that we can actually look at them closer. Some of them are pretty small, so they might not be good quality when I zoom in, but so starting off here, we've got the basic Tunisian stitch. This is the only Tunisian stitch that I know. It's the only one I've ever done. And I don't know. I think it's cool. Tunisian stitch, if you don't know, or Tunisian crochet, if you don't know, is basically if crochet and knitting had a child. So you use a crochet hook, but you have all the stitches are alive, similar to knitting. So you can see, like, they have all their stitches on the hook, and then they just go back. This is the Tunisian stitch. I think I'm gonna put it on I think I'm gonna put it A tier, because honestly, it's not that I don't love it. It's cool. I think Tunisian crochet is cool. Oh my gosh. Sorry, my sister's dog is moving around in his kennel, so it was a little loud. But I think Tunisian crochet is cool, but it's just not really for me. I've never liked knitting, and it's kind of the combination of those two things. So I don't really like doing it. And I tried to, I don't know, maybe it was the project that I tried to do with it that I didn't end up liking it, but so that's the Tunisian stitch. This is the open shell stitch. It's kind of a lace shell stitch. I like it, but the how much I like it honestly depends on if or on what kind of yarn I'm using. Because for me, with it, I don't really like having these giant gaps. I prefer, like, when it's, I don't know, there's some lace open shell stitches where it's not as airy. But it depends on the yarn, and I guess it also depends on the project that I'm using it with. So, I'm gonna put it at B. It's not my favorite, but I don't hate it. This is a flower stitch. That is terrible quality photo. But I'm just using this as a general for lace work because there's so many different lace stitches that I could go on and on for hours, but I don't want to. So this, with lace work, I am actually going to put lace work as a D. Honestly, it depends, of course, what yarn I'm using, what exact lace stitch I'm using, but I don't really like doing much lace work at all. And the reason for that is I don't like that it's really hard to hold on to. It's very flimsy, so like as you're working it up and there's so many holes that I just slip through, there's not a lot to hold on to, basically. So it's not as fun to do as other crochet. It just is a little frustrating and it takes me a little bit longer. But it looks really nice. I like the way most lace work looks, but it's just not very fun to do. Next, we have the alpine stitch. I have not done the alpine stitch in so long. So I like the way it works up, and I really like the way it looks. It looks pretty cool. So I do like the alpine stitch, but it's not my favorite, and I haven't done it in a really long time, so I can't tell you how much I enjoyed doing it when I did it. But I think it's easy to work up too. So next we have the herringbone double crochet stitch, which is basically when you're doing if I remember correctly, when you're doing the double crochet, you don't do the go through 2 loop, go through 2 loop, you go through 1 loop and then go through 3 loops, if I remember correctly. I did this for a blanket for a friend of mine for Christmas. I loved doing this stitch. It worked up so fast and it was so nice, and it looked really good in the color that I used. So I'm gonna put that at S tier. I really like herringbone stitches, but I don't like doing most herringbones. But I love this herringbone stitch. Next we have a single crochet cross stitch, which I actually have the double crochet cross stitch later on, but I wanted to put this one separately than that one because I hate this one. I hate it so much. I hate it. It's like really difficult to do it nicely, like because you're only doing single crochets. You don't have much room to stretch out to go into the previous stitch. So I hate doing a single crochet cross stitch. I really hate it. It just sucks. Next we have the waistcoat stitch, and I think I'm gonna put this in C tier. Basically with the waistcoat stitch, instead of going into the stitch, you go into these, you go in between the bars on the stitch. And that's fine, I guess, and it's kind of cool because it kind of gets like a little knit type of look. But I don't like doing it. It's a little difficult to do, especially if you have a tight tension. And I dislike how it isn't. They don't go in rows. But it's not in D tier because it's very good for straps on bags. If you watched my mosaic bag crochet, I did use the waistcoat stitch for the straps because it's stronger. It's not as stretchy, so it is okay. It's not a D tier because of that. Next we have the tulip stitch. This, looking at this, tweaks my brain out. Like, my brain can't figure this out. I'm gonna put this in B tier because I don't hate it, but I don't like it. I like doing it. It's kind of fun to do. But to be entirely honest with you, I don't really like the way it looks. Like I said, it trips my brain up. I don't really like the way it looks. I like the little zigzags that come in here, and if you're one of those people who can blur your eyes, like I can, if you can blur your eyes, you can really see that coming in, but so I think it doesn't look that good, but I like doing it, so that's why it's in B. The cluster stitch, or double crochet 3 together, is what most people use for the abbreviation. This one, I like this one, but it's not something that I use as like a standalone stitch. Like, I don't like using it as a standalone stitch up in work like this. I mostly use it when I'm doing like chevrons in the corners. I like to use it in those. I think it looks good. I think it looks better than crocheting the stitches together. I think it looks nicer than that. But I don't really use it as a standalone stitch like this. The heart stitch. Oh my god, this one immediately S tier right there, immediately. This picture is from a blanket that I did, which you can buy one if you want. I have these for sale. It's just stripes of the hearts, and then I have shell stitches up here. I think this stitch is adorable, and I love it a lot. And I love doing it too because it works up really fast. I think it uses, I'm pretty sure it uses those cluster stitches. So like I said, I don't do it as a standalone stitch, but I love doing it, working it like this. Next we have a V-stitch. I think for me, this one, I think I'm going to put it in C tier, because it depends, honestly. Like, I think it's okay, like it looks pretty and you can do some really cool stuff with it, but I'm like, if you're only doing V-stitches, it's okay. But, or like if you're doing a V-stitch for a shell stitch, I think it's fine. But personally, I don't know, if it's just like one row of V-stitches, it gets like weirdly loose, and I don't know, it's kind of sloppy. The way, at least for me, the way I crochet, my tension is very loose already, so when I do stuff like that, it's just kind of not my favorite. Anyway, the next one is the bobble stitch. C tier. It's not terrible, but I'm gonna be honest, if I'm doing a stitch like that, I am going to do the popcorn stitch. I do not like the bobble that much. I much prefer, it's literally just the popcorn stitch, but worse. I much prefer the popcorn stitch. I think the popcorn stitch takes up more yarn, so I will give that to the bobble stitch, unless I'm mixing it up and the bobble stitch is the one that takes the more yarn, and then it's another point for popcorn, and I will do the popcorn. So here's the double crochet cross stitch. I am putting this one in S tier. I love this stitch. I don't know, it just adds some really nice texture, and you can do half double crochet cross stitches as well, and treble crochet cross stitches, and those are good as well. I hate the single crochet ones. I felt like if I'm doing the cross stitch, because I love the cross stitch so much, I feel like I have to what's the word? Clarify. I feel like I have to clarify that I dislike the single crochet version because I hate it that much. But this one is a favorite. I love it. It just adds some really, really nice texture. And like, as you can see, like with this yarn is so pretty. I wonder what yarn this is. It's Hooked by Robin. I love Hooked by Robin. I think this is probably her tutorial on how to do it, so I'm gonna go see if I can see what yarn that is, because that's really pretty. Oh my god, the star stitch. I'm gonna add another row specifically for this one. I'm adding an F specifically for this one. I cannot stand the star stitch. I don't like the way it looks. I hate doing it. I just don't like it. I really don't like it. With this stitch, for anyone who's never done it before, you have to, you like chain 3, and then you go into each of the chains, and then you don't finish it's been so long since I've done it, I'm trying to explain this in a way that makes sense. You don't finish your stitches, so you go down, and then you chain to close it up like this, and then you go into this little hole, and then into the side of the stitch, and then into the next stitch, and then close it up. I don't like it. I don't because I hate it that much. Oh, the waffle stitch. Controversial opinion. Maybe. I don't really like this one. I like the way the back looks, and I think it's cool. But it's very busy to me, and I guess, like, depends on the project, you know? But it's just very busy to me. I don't like it too much. And, I mean, if it's in, like, I did a stitch sampler blanket, and it was in gray, and they had the waffle stitch as one of the blocks, and it was in gray, and it looked really nice in that particular yarn. But it wasn't my favorite, so I'm gonna put that in C tier. I think I really like the way the back looks because I think it's interesting, but it's still not something that I'm like, oh, I want it for a project. My sister loves the waffle stitch, I'll tell you what, and she can have that, but I don't know. Like, it's cute and it's nice, but I don't really like doing it, and I don't really like. I think for something like an entire blanket, like my sister did an entire blanket in the waffle stitch, and it looked good. Like, she did good, but not my style, personally. Oh, the linen stitch. This is going S tier. I love the linen stitch. It's so versatile. You can use it for literally everything. And I use it a lot. You can pair it with so many different stitches, and it will look so cool. And I just think I love it so much, and it works up so fast. It's very, even though, like, you think, even though it's just single crochets, it works up really, really fast, because it's just single crochet chain, and you get into a rhythm, and it's amazing. I love the linen stitch so much. This is the even moss stitch. These are my pot holders that I made. Obviously, the yarn is 100% cotton because it's a pot holder. You don't want acrylic, it'll melt. But the even moss stitch is basically just half double crochets and then slip stitches alternated. So it creates this really cool effect where there's just this stripe of yarn coming out in front. These are really busy, so you can't see it all that much. Because with the pot holders, it needs 2 strands of yarn. But these, I love this stitch so much. I'm gonna put this one. This is gonna be another S tier one. It's another favorite of mine. I just think it's so cool because it's also so simple to do. Like, it looks amazing when you do it, and it's the easiest thing in the world to do. You just alternate half double crochets and slip stitches, and it's so easy. Next we have the camel stitch. That is a terrible quality photo. Oh my goodness. The camel stitch is basically you go into the 3rd loop of the stitches. So, like, you know how in the stitches, oh my god, I don't know if I can, oh, here's a good picture. On the top here, you have your little V's on the top. That's your front loop and your back loop. Well, if you go, actually this looks like this might have kind of a 3rd loop because these are half double crochets. Oh, you can see it here because these are, so behind you have a 3rd loop right here. You can see it right here. And that's what you go into for the camel stitch. And it creates this cool effect where the front and back loop gets pushed forward in front of the work. So you can see it, and it kind of gives, if you do like a bunch in a row, like if you, like this person did, it kind of gives it a knit look. And it's super stretchy, super nice. I love this stitch. Whoa, that's OBS. Sorry. I love this stitch. Here's the popcorn stitch. There it is, the better version of the bobble. I'm gonna put the popcorn stitch in A tier. Honestly, it's not the most fun to do, but oh, I literally completely forgot to rank the camel stitch, by the way. I'm gonna put that in A as well, because I like doing it and I think it looks really cool. But the popcorn stitch, again, much prefer that over the bobble. I don't know why exactly, because it's like, let me see, it's not like it looks that different, but I don't know. similarly, but something about this, they just pop out a little bit more. I just like them a bit more. Next we have the puff stitch. This one, I'll be honest, I don't like it as much as the popcorn stitch, but I definitely like it more than a bobble stitch. So it's gonna go right here, which, oh, it's right there. I was like, where's the bobble stitch? It's right there. It's in between the popcorn and the bobble, which makes sense to me. This one is pretty good. I like the puff stitch. I think out of the three, I think it uses the most yarn. I could be wrong on that, but it's basically just, it depends on the project. Some people will have you do 3, 4, or 5. It really depends on the project and what look you're going for. But I think the standard is 4 usually. That's what it looks like anyway. I could be wrong. Maybe it's 3. Maybe the standard is 3. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the puff stitch. And coming up on our last one, we have the shell stitch. This one looks a little weird. I don't know what's going on here. This is not like any shell stitch I have seen. I gotta be honest. I don't know why I picked this picture, because this doesn't look like any shell stitch I've ever done. But if we go back to my heart stitch, you can see I've got the shell stitch over here. This is the shell stitch I usually do, where it's just 5 double crochets and then a single crochet, skip 2, single crochet, 5 double crochets. Anyway, that's the shell stitch I'm used to. But I love the shell stitch. I think it's really nice and can add a good bit of texture to a project, and it's simple texture. It's not like in your face, you know. This one kind of is. Again, I don't know what's up with that. It looks like they did front posts. This is an interesting one. I think they did front posts. It looks like they did front posts. This is a very interesting shell stitch. I don't know. I think this looks like, I don't want to say bad, just awkward. I don't know. It looks weird. I've never seen it done like that. That's crazy. Maybe I'll try it one day. Alright, well that was the last one, was the shell stitch. So here's my tier list. And hopefully it's a pretty even split among most of these, but my favorites are my favorites for a reason. They're the best. They're awesome. I love them a lot. They're just, most of them are simple, but they're effective. They're simple, but they're good. They're effective. I like them a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna go make myself dinner, because it is 6 p.m. and I'm making myself some rice and tofu, so the rice is gonna take forever. But I hope that you enjoyed the video. I think it was just a fun little silly thing to do. But I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider liking the video and subscribing, and also please consider checking out my website and my other social media. I can actually show you my website really quick. We can close out on my website right here. That goes my thing. Anyway, this is my website. It's got my stuff. Here's my cow plushies that I did in the last video. I didn't do the cow plushie. I did the threaded cow, the micro crochet cow. Anyway, these are my cows. This is the first one I did. This is the one my sister has. It looks really wonky. I need to redo these and retake pictures for this, because they're all very, very wonky. Whoops. They look very weird, and I need to readjust those overalls. Anyway, I was outroing and I got distracted. Anyway, please consider